Morning, dear students. Let's continue yesterday's topic. Actually, yesterday we have discussed that magnetic moment after bent a magnet into arc-shaped magnets, and also its reverse case also we have discussed. Okay. Now we are going to see more. Actually, we are going to see more examples regarding the bending of magnet. Okay. See. Example 1. But before that, I am considering bar magnet here. It's an arc pole, south pole, and pole strength is M, and the length is 2L. Then its moment what here M into 2L, that already you know well. Now, example 1, what I am saying is, this magnet I am bending into U shape, capital U shape. What is its new magnetic moment? So if it is north pole, south pole, then what about its new length now? It's a U shape, you know, three parts of equal length. Then its length is 2L by 3, 2L by 3, 2L by 3. Total length originally how much? 2L. Such that present the distance between two poles is 2L by 3. But pole strength did not change. By that, magnetic moment equal to pole strength M only into length what here 2L by 3. So what we are getting, M into 2L means capital M. So capital M by 3 is the answer for us. It is example 1. Okay. That is example 1. Next example 2. This is a bar magnet, same bar magnet I am taking again. That I am getting into rectangular shape. What is its new magnetic moment? How can we write it? Whenever we bend this magnet into this shape, here what is the length L? Here length L. Then what is the shortest distance between two poles? Root 2L. Then what is the new magnetic moment? Pole strength into new length. What is the new length? Root 2 into L. Root 2 into L. So what is M into L value from 1 capital M by 2? That is written here. Actually root 2 into M into L. M into L means capital M by 2. That is written here. What we shall get? M by 2. Finally we shall get answer as M by root 2. This is a new magnetic moment after bend into this shape. Example 3. Now see. Same magnet we are bending at some angle. That means like this. Like this. Whenever we bend that magnet into this shape, what is its new magnetic moment? Okay. At midpoint of that magnet we bend like this at an angle of theta. So that its length what here L, its length also L. What is the shortest distance between north pole and south pole? This we want to get. For that this angle is theta by 2, this angle also theta by 2. If it is L, what about this value? L sin theta by 2. And this opposite side value also L sin theta by 2. Then what is the distance between north pole and south pole here? 2L sin theta by 2. Such that new moment equal to pole strength into 2L sin theta by 2. What is 2L into M? Capital M. So we shall get it as capital M sin theta by 2. This is actually new moment formula. Okay, new moment formula for that case. Like that, we can write down the magnetic moment after bent into different states. After bent into different states. Okay. Now let's see inclination of bar magnets. And one thing regarding magnets, I want to tell you one point here. Magnets are basically two types. Those are natural one and artificial. Okay. Natural means whatever available underground, that is called lodestone or leading stone. It is a natural magnet. Its chemical formula Fe3O4 ferrous oxide. And artificial means man-made one. Okay. For made up of them, we are using steel or cast iron. Okay. That materials we are using. So, with this one, magnet types are soft iron. Also, we are using here. Soft iron we are using as well as steel also we are using. For the made up of artificial bar magnets or magnets. For naturally available magnet means lodestone or leading stone. Leading means it always leads north-south direction. Already I told you. This chemical formula, do remember it well. It's actually necessary to discuss on the very beginning. Okay. Now I am telling you. Note down this point. Now, inclination of bar magnets are going to discuss. Inclination of bar magnet at some angle. So that is the topic heading. Inclination of bar magnet at some angle. See, I consider two bar magnets. It is one, it is two. Second one, north pole, south pole. For the first one, moment is m1. Moment directs towards south to north. For second one, what is the moment? m2. Now these two magnets are inclining at some angle. This is case 1. I am putting line poles in contact. Both are inclined at an angle of theta. Then m1 direction is this and m2 direction is this. It is m2. It is m2. What is the angle between them? Theta. Then according to vectorial addition or vector addition, the resultant moment value equal to root over m1 square plus m2 square plus 2 m1 m2 cos theta. That is the resultant magnetic moment in this case. Case 2. When unlike poles are in contact, what is the resultant magnetic moment? Two magnets are inclined here. This is the north pole, south pole, north pole. Its moment is m1. Its moment is what? m2. If it is an angle theta, what is the angle between m1 bar and m2 bar? 180 minus theta. That 180 minus theta if you substitute here, what is the resultant magnetic moment we are getting? Root over m1 square plus m2 square plus 2m1 m2 cos of 180 minus theta. That if you solve it, we are getting as m1 square plus m2 square minus 2m1 m2 cos theta. That is the resultant magnetic moment in this case. Now example, see example 1. Two bar magnets were placed one above another with like poles in contact. Like that, whenever two magnets were placed one above another with like poles, its moment is m1, its moment is m2. Moment direction what? South pole to north pole. South pole to north pole. Then theta value is 0 here, such that resultant magnetic moment will be equal to m1 plus m2 plus 2m1 m2 cos 0 under roots. m1 square plus m2 square plus 2m1 m2 cos 0 under root. So what we will get? Root over m1 square plus m2 square plus 2m1 m2. This is root over m1 plus m2 whole square. Root square cancel. What we will get here? m1 plus m2. That is the resultant magnetic moment in this case. Next example. If two magnets are inclined at 180 degrees, that means unlike poles are in contact. Its direction is m1 bar, its direction is m2 bar. Both are inclined at what angle? 180 degrees. So that if you substitute in this formula, resultant magnetic moment equal to root over m1 square plus m2 square plus 2 m1 m2 cos 180. That means we shall get it as m1 square plus m2 square minus 2 m1 m2 cos theta. Or cos theta means sorry, cos 180 means minus 1. So we are getting 1 and minus I wrote here. So that finally the answer what is giving m1 minus m2. That is the resultant magnetic moment when unlike poles are in contact. When unlike poles are in contact. Similarly, example 3. Two magnets are perpendicular to each other like this, or maybe like this, or maybe like this, cross symbol. So it is first magnet, it is second magnet, first magnet, second magnet, first magnet, second magnet. In all these three cases, what about the angle between the magnetic moments? The angle between the magnetic moments in this case is theta 90 degrees. Theta 90 degrees. If theta value substituted at 90 in this formula, this value totally becomes 0. Then what is remaining? Resultant magnetic moment equal to root over m1 square plus m2 square. That is the answer. Okay, for all these three cases, because m1 and m2 both are perpendicular. Here also m1, m2 both are perpendicular. Here m1, m2 perpendicular. By that, for all these three cases, resultant moment formula this only, root over m1 square plus m2 square. Okay. So with that, that is over. Now I am going to give you some example problems regarding this inclination of magnets and bending of magnets. Over there, I am going to discussing some problems. Let's see them. problem, example problem. A bar magnet considered here. Okay, of a length 2L and pole strength M. Now, this magnet bend at a midpoint as shown in the figure. Then find new moments for the magnet. Okay. As shown in the diagram, if this magnet was bent, what is the magnetic moment after bent into that shape? What they are giving in the diagram? Diagram 1. This is. Like this. Whenever they were arranged, actually now this magnet cut down, magnet bend at midpoint as shown in the figure. For this one actually not bend, it is the magnet cut. At midpoint as shown in the figure, find the new magnet. Say at midpoint it was cut down like this, two pieces. We are getting two pieces. The two pieces were arranged like this. What is the new moment? See, of cut down well at the center, one piece bent into semicircular shape, another half piece they put it as it is easily, and that was attached to this first piece. Then what is the moment? Secondly, of cut down well, first half of the piece they arranged or bent into the shape of semicircle. Second half piece they put like this. That is. What is the moment for these two diagrams? Now this magnet cut at midpoint as shown in the figures. And find the new moment for the magnet after their arrangements. See, they were arranged like this. What is the magnetic moment for this diagram and for this diagram? That is the question. Simple. First solution for first one. How can we write the disease? Once it has cut down here, this magnet, original magnet, if it has cut down into two parts, its moment value m by 2, m by 2. Right? Yesterday we have studied already. Now this magnet we are bending into semicircular shape. What is the magnetic moment for this then? Once a straight magnet bent into arc-shaped magnet, the moment value 2m sin theta by 2. For semicircular shape, 2m by pi. So its moment value is 2m by pi. M means m by 2. So to cancel what we should get? M by pi. Second one as it is we are placing here. Its moment value what here? M by 2. Then its moment direction what here? South to north. And its moment direction also south to north. So both are in the same direction. So that resultant magnetic moment is equal to m by pi plus m by 2. Next, come to this. Same here also. Once this magnet cut down at midpoint as shown in the figures, then find new moment for the magnet after their arrangement. So that this also same. It has cut down at midpoint such that its moment value what here? 2m by pi. To cancel, we are getting m by pi. It's a direction towards south to north in this way. M1 bar. It's a moment direction towards south to north in this direction M2 bar. M1 bar and M2 bar both are perpendicular. For this moment value M by 2 on that only. So M1 and M2 whenever both are perpendicular, resultant moment is equal to root over M1 square plus M2 square. M1 means this is, M2 means this is. So what you should get? Root over M by 5 whole square plus M by 2 whole square. Okay, this is the problem. What first see here? A magnet was considered. Now this magnet cut at midpoint as shown in the figure, and then find a new moment for the magnet after their arrangements. Okay, after cut down that well, the two pieces were arranged as shown in the diagrams like this. Then what is the moment formula mean? This is the answer for this. Resultant moment formula is one. Okay, do remember it well. With that one, this is over. Now let's see another one. Next example. So mainly to solve this problem, the point we remember is moment direction south to north. That you should remember perfect. Next example. There are three magnets with unlike poles in contact. That is the north, south, north, south, north, south. All are of same moment. M. Find resultant moment. This is one problem. Okay. Second problem. Same like that, there are three bar magnets arranged in equilateral triangle. But moments are 2m, 3m. Find resultant magnetic moments. This is one problem. And next problem. There is a square here. Formed here 4 magnets. They are also unlike poles in contact here. All are of same moments. Find the resultant magnetic moment. Next, for example 4, same magnets, same arrangement as the square here. Unlike poles in contact here, but their moments are m, 2m, 3m, 4m. Find the resultant moment. Okay. So for all these we want to write down answers for one by one. See for this. For first one, moment direction towards south to north. This is m bar. For second one, m2 bar like this. M bar. And for that, this is like this. So totally 3 vectors are presented along the sides of equilateral triangle. Okay. What is the resultant magnetic moment? What is that? Resultant magnetic moment that we want right now. How can we write it? First of all, for 2 magnets, what is the resultant that we should write first? What is the angle between this m bar and this m bar? This is actually m bar direction. M bar. Totally angle what here? 120. Okay. For this m bar and for this m bar, the resultant value should be exactly at a midway at an angle of 60 degrees. The resultant value what I have root over m square plus m square plus 2m square cos 120. That's value should get m only. That is the m direction. This m is the resultant here. Okay. So this resultant exactly opposite to this m bar, such that these two are cancelled. So finally resultant value what here 0 degrees. Because exactly how can we say as parallel mean this is 60 degrees, this is 60 degrees. Okay. It also inclined at an angle of 60 degrees. It is inclining 60 degrees such that this m bar and this m bar both are anti-parallel, such that what is the resultant magnetic moment? 0. Okay. So that is the answer for this. Okay. For three vectors, equal vectors which are inclined along the sides of triangle, the resultant magnitude how much means 0? Already you studied it in the vector chapter in the first year. Same thing that only I am telling you. Okay. First what I did for this vector, the resultant is exactly at 60 degrees. That's the resultant magnitude what here m only. This m is opposite to third magnet, such that this moment and this moment both are cancelled. Okay, such that the resultant moment value is 0. Now come here. This also the diagram south to north mean like this m bar. South to north 2m bar and south to north 3m bar. How can we write it as sum of these two? Right? In diagram you can write it as sum of these two. It is actually m bar, m bar, m bar, and it is m bar and it is 2m bar. The superposition of these two. That means you combine both values m bar plus m bar 2m bar. 2m bar plus m bar 3m bar and m bar. So this diagram is equivalent to sum of these two. If you sum all, but if you added these two diagrams again, you should get same this diagram. Okay, by that it is equivalent to sum of these two. But you know well, for this one resultant value what 0. That's over. Already we have proven well. Here we have proved well. Remaining this only. What is the magnetic moment for this combination? Actually, here m bar direction this is, 2m bar this is. The angle between them is 120 degrees. What is the angle between them? 120 degrees. Okay. Such that what about the resultant magnetic moment? The resultant magnetic moment equal to root over m square plus 2m square plus 2 into m into 2m into cos 120. What is cos 120 minus 1 by 2? So minus 1 by 2 to cancel. What's remain? Root over m square plus 4m square minus 2m square. What we are getting? 5m square minus 2m square. That is root 3m is the answer. Okay. It is also equated triangle. By that we can write like this. This is the resultant magnetic moment whenever two vectors are actually when three magnets are arranged in this form. Now come here. What about the resultant magnetic moment in this case? It's a very simple example. What is that? M bar direction this is. Here M2 bar direction this is. And here this is south to north. Like that, four vectors are inclined like this. What about the resultant moment? M bar. This cancel, this one cancel because both are opposite. Such that what about the resultant moment value? 0. Now come to this. Same order like this. Here M directs towards south to north and 4M directs toward here south to north and 3M direction south to north and 2m direction is this one. Now these two are opposite, these two are opposite. This is 2m, 2m. The resultant of these two in the direction of 4m bar. That resultant value 2m bar here for these two vectors. And for these two vectors, the resultant will be in the direction of 3m bar. That is 3m bar. Oh, sorry, 2m bar. 3m and m both are opposite. The resultant value 3m minus m, that is 2m. So finally, what is the resultant magnitude? 2 root 2m. For two equal vectors which are inclined at an angle of 90 degrees, the resultant value should be equal to root 2 times of their magnitude. Okay. So this is the answer for this case. Next, one more example we are going to see. Okay. Now let's see one more example. First magnet, second magnet, third magnet. Okay, this is the north pole, south pole, north, south. Okay, better to write south, north. For convenience, south, north, it is south, north, south, north. It is south, north. Okay. Totally 5 magnets are arranged at an angle of 30 degrees. What is the resultant magnetic moment? All are of same moment m. What is the resultant magnetic moment? That's answer say here. Actually, this magnet and this magnet and this magnet are three are parallel, and their directions also south to north, south to north, south to north. That is, their direction is 3m bar in this direction. And here south to north, these two are parallel. So the resultant value 2m inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. Then the resultant value root over 3m square plus 2m square plus 2 into 3m into 2m into cos 30 is the answer. Okay, if you solve this, the answer whatever you are getting, that is the answer for this case. Okay. So with that example. Now, with that one, completely magnets we were discussed. Okay, what is magnet and magnetic pole, pole strength, moment, what happened to the moment when a magnet cut down into different parts. See one more example here. It is a magnet which are cut down into two parts. Okay, parallel into axis or axial line. After cut down well, actually its momentum. After cutting down, that has arranged like this. This is. What is the new magnet moment for this? Find the magnet moment for this. Find the magnet moment for that magnet. But in the earlier case, I told you same problem. But at that moment, magnet cut down parallel into equatorial. But now it was cut down in axial. Was there difference? No difference at all. same answer we should get. Why? Because of cut down, this having moment of m by 2, this one having moment of m by 2. Then what is the moment of this one? M by pi, and for this m by 2. And directions are same for both one. Then the resultant value m by pi plus m by 2. That is the resultant magnetic moment for this. Okay, same order. But the difference is, there I cut down that one along equatorial line, but it was cut down along axial. That's the difference. Okay. With that, magnets completely over. Now, one example, good example we are going to see here. 6 magnets are arranged in the shape of regular hexagon. Six magnets are arranged in regular hexagon shape. All are of same moment. Now the question is, find resultant moment when the magnets are removing one by one. Find the resultant moment when the magnets are removing one by one. See, solution. First one, when no magnet is removed, that means total setup will be like this, no magnet has to be removed. Then what is the resultant moment means? 0. Why? Because this is M, this is M, this is M. So this vector cancel, and this vector cancel, and this vector cancel. By that, resultant moment value 0. Second, one magnet removed. When one magnet removed, how many are remaining? 5. That 5 magnets are which? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One magnet removed. Then these 4 cancel. These 4 cancel. Only one remaining. So by that, resultant moment is equal to M only. Second. Third, when 2 magnets are removed, whenever 2 magnets are removed in that arrangement, 1 or 2, see, 4 magnets are remaining like this. Then what's the resultant for this combination mean? These 4 cancel opposite vectors. Only these 4 remaining. What is the angle between them? This is M bar and this is M bar direction. The angle between them is 60 degrees. What is the angle between them? 60 degrees. Then the resultant value for these two will be exactly at middle, that is root 3m. So the resultant value is equal to root 3m. When 2 magnets are removed. Next 3 magnets are removed. 3 magnets are removed. Whenever 3 magnets are removed, only 3 magnets will have lines. Right? For this one moment M bar, for these two resultant alpha I written that is root 3m, such that for this one and for this one, resultant will be at an angle of 90 degrees with respect to horizontal, because because it is 30, it is 30. It's actually inclined at what angle? 60 degrees. 60 plus 30, totally 90. Such that it is m bar and it is root 3 m bar. Both are perpendicular. Then what is the resultant magnitude? Root over m square plus root 3m whole square, that is 2m. Okay, 3 magnets whenever removed. Next, whenever 4 magnets are removed, what we shall get? Okay, whenever 2 magnets are removed here, the answer what we obtain is root 3m. Same answer we are getting when 4 magnets are removed. Whenever 4 magnets are removed here, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 2 are remaining. What is the resultant magnitude then? Root 3m. Okay. So, resultant magnetic moment is root 3. Last one. Here I am writing. When 5 magnets are removed, then the resultant 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whenever removed, only 1 magnet removed remaining, such that the resultant magnetic moment is equal to m only. Do remember this problem, okay? Very interesting one and important. So with that one, completely we were discussing that magnet problems, and next topic what we are going to discuss is Coulomb's inverse square. Okay, what next? Coulomb's inverse square we will discuss in the next hour. Now see Coulomb's inverse square. Actually, the same Coulomb inverse square I have studied in electrostatics also. That Coulomb inverse square law, what it explains, it will give you the magnitude of force acting between two charges, right, in the electrostatics. Same like that here, this Coulomb inverse square law giving you force acting between two magnetic poles separated at some distance in the air or medium. Okay. So now this law is giving you what here? Magnitude of force of attraction or repulsion between two magnetic poles separated at some distance in the medium. Okay, that we are going to see. Here then, consider two magnetic poles of strengths M1 and M2 separated by distance of d in the air or free space. Okay. Air or free space. Now do remember, these are actually not but like poles. What type of force existed between them? Repulsive force. But if they are unlike poles, what type of force existed between them? Attractive force. Okay. That force called magnetic force, magnitude depending on what factors mean, this force of attraction or repulsion between two magnetic poles directly proportional to product of their pole strengths and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Square of the distance between them. Okay. If you combine and that force acting along the line joining the two magnetic poles. So statement what here? The force of attraction or repulsion between two magnetic poles separated at some distance is directly proportional to product of their pole strength and inversely proportional to square of distance between them and acts along the line joining the two poles. Line joining the two poles. Okay, that is the statement for Coulomb's inverse square. That means that magnetic force acting between two poles is acting along the line joining the two poles. Due to that reason, this force is called central force. Okay, what we call it? One of the central force. It is also. Anyhow, the force of attraction or repulsion directly proportional to product of their forces and inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. If you combine both one, we shall get it as m1 m2 by d square. If we remove that proportionality, we are getting what here? Constant, that is m1 m2 by d square. It is a force formula which are acting in the free space. But where k value what here mean? Mu naught by 4 pi. Mu naught by 4 pi, that's value 10 to the power of minus 7. What is the unit for that k? K formula what here from this? F d square by m1m. F unit what here? Newton meter square divided by what is the pole strength? Ampere meter into ampere meter. So ampere meter square. Meter square cancel. What you will get? Newton per ampere. It is actually SI unit for K. Newton ampere square. Sorry. Newton per ampere square. This is the K value where mu naught is called permeability of free space, because there we consider charges in the free space or air. So whenever the poles are considered in the free space, we shall get here mu naught. Mu naught means permeability of free space or air or vacuum. That's value, do you remember? 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. Okay. 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. What is the mu naught formula we are getting? Newton meter square per, that's only. So what we are getting then? Newton per ampere square is the unit for this. Okay. So that is the permeability of free space. Mu naught means permeability. So permeability means what? That we are going to know here. Permeability of free space represented with mu naught. Same kind of property you studied in electrostatics called permittivity. Either permittivity or permeability, what it says means They are giving you the information how so far the medium permit that magnetic lines to pass through them. So it is a permission given by the medium to pass on that magnetic lines through it. Okay, same like there also permittivity meaning also same. That is the permission given by the medium to pass electric lines through that medium. For the passage of electric lines through that medium, whatever the permission given, that is called permittivity. But here the permission given by the medium for the electric line, for magnetic lines, is called what? Permeability. Okay, that is the definition of this. That's why already I told you here. It is the permeability of free space. That means free space how so far it has given permission for the magnetic lines to pass through it. Okay, that is the meaning of it. Same like that permeability of medium also there. That we are representing with mu. That means permeability of medium means the permission given by the medium for the magnetic lines to pass through it. Okay, it is the permission given by the free space for the passage of magnetic lines through it. What is the mu value mean? Mu naught into mu r. Already this kind of one you have seen the electricity as epsilon equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r in the electricity. It is actually the electricity, but in the magnetism, mu equal to mu naught into mu r. Mu r means relative permeability, and mu naught means permeability of free space. Mu means permeability of the medium. Okay, so permeability of medium equal to product of permeability of free space and relative permeability. Relative permeability. Okay, so with this one, this is over. Remaining thing we will discuss in that tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much.